You know, every year we read Shabbat Nachamu, we read Vaetchanan. Right after it comes Vaetchanan. And I was always wondered, like, what is it that you have in the Parashat that goes right after Tisha B'Av, and it goes right after in the Parashat Vaetchanan? What is it that has the uniqueness of, getting involved with Parashat Vaetchanan? It must have something very special. And I'd like to share with you, like this. In life, we have to desire. There was one time I saw an athlete. He was playing ball, and he was playing basketball. And I go over to him. I said, "What do you like? What do you love about basketball? What do you like? You like to take a layup? You like to dunk? You like to shoot a three? What do you like in basketball?" This is like an athlete that I saw. He was very good, very, very good ball player. Very good ball player, super duper ball player. And he tells me, "I love everything." I said, "What does that mean? I love everything?" He said, "I love everything about the game." Then he explains. He's like, "When I put on my sneakers to get on that court, even by me lacing up, it feels unreal." He says, "When I get on the court, just the court, I feel like, all right, game time. When I start gripping the basketball, I feel great. The basketball. When I dribble, just the dribble, gives me so much pleasure. And then shooting." And he starts going into this frenzy, how much he loves basketball and everything about it. And I said to myself, wow, that's how we have to look at every single mitzvah. We have to look at it. We have to not just cherish it. I'll give you an example. When you open up the Gemara, our feeling has to have, wow, the crisp opening feeling when you're opening up the Gemara. That's the feeling you have to have. When you're reading the words of the rabbi, Amar Rabbi Akiva, just the words Amar Rabbi Akiva. Wow! They ask Rav Shach, they ask, we know Talmud Torah kenei kulam, learning Torah is keneged all the mitzvot. They ask Rav Shach, what about if I just say Rabbi Yochanan? Amar Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, Amar Rabbi Akiva, Amar Rabbi Yoshua ben Levi. Just the names of the rabbis that are written, we have to love the names. We have to love the wow. We're zoned in. It says, Ratzah HaKadosh Baruch Hu lezakot et Yisrael. Hashem wanted to mezakeh otanu. He wanted to give us a zechut. And therefore, He gave us so many mitzvot. Why? Good in this world. Like the Pasuk says, Ki lekach tov natati lachem. I gave you a great item, a sale. I gave you something awesome. Ki lekach tov natati lachem. I gave you something amazing. Torati al ta'azo, which is only the Torah. Right? So we have to cherish that. When you're doing a mitzvah, wow, you gave charity. You have to live it. Wow, I just love taking out from my pocket my wallet and opening up and giving my money to this poor person. I feel good by doing that. I cherish everything about it. That's the way we have to view it. When a lady's being tzniut, not just being tzniut, she's not wearing tzniut just. She has to enjoy the fact that, wow, when she's lighting hadlakat nerot Shabbat, she has to feel it. Wow, look at this. I'm lighting the candles. Greatest thing in the world. I love the lighting of the fire. To light the candles is awesome. That's really the way we have to act upon ourselves. And where's the biggest proof to it? The biggest proof we see in this week's Parashat. It says, when Moshe Rabbeinu was praying to go into Eretz Yisrael, he doesn't just go ahead and pray, which means, he says, yes, let me go into the land of Israel. If not, let me see it. Let me see it. He asks a question. What is the reason why Moshe Rabbeinu wanted to go to the land of Israel? What's the reason why? You know what the answer is? The Gemara in Sotah says, he was going in order to be able to keep the mitzvot of the mitzvot of the land of Eretz Yisrael. Because there's a lot of mitzvot that can't be done unless it's in Eretz Yisrael. So Moshe Rabbeinu was praying again and again and again and again and again and again for one reason. Saying, Hashem, I want to go into the land. Why? To do the mitzvot. So if that's the case, why after everything, why is he saying, oh, at least let me see it? I want to at least see it. How does that fulfill how is that fulfilling his wish to get into Eretz Yisrael to keep the mitzvot? By you seeing Eretz Yisrael, you're not keeping the mitzvot. You're not keeping the mitzvot, you're seeing Eretz Yisrael. Ur'eh. The pasuk says, let me pass it, and not let me see it. Let me see. Ur'eh. The pasuk says, let me see Eretz Yisrael, at least let me see it. Hashem granted him. I'll grant it for you. You'll be able to see Eretz Yisrael. But why did Moshe Rabbeinu want to just see it? If he can't get in to do the mitzvot? And the answer is like this. The answer is because Moshe Rabbeinu loved mitzvot so much that even seeing the mitzvah, even though he cannot physically do it, but just seeing it, he loved it. Wow! I see a place where mitzvot can be done, even though I can't physically go do it, but just by seeing it, it gives me hana'ah. I remember one time, there was a tape going around at the time. It was Rabbi Victor Miller, and I loved what he said. I believe he quoted Rabbi Yisrael Salanta, and he said a person in life should have she'ifot. He should have aspirations, even though it is beyond our comprehension, just to aspire and to think it is an advantage. For example, imagine now, you that's listening, have $100 million. Now the aspiration is, I would build yeshivot, I would build shuls, I'll build mikvaot, I'll build more Torah institution, I'll build chesed funds, I'll build this and I'll build that and that. It's aspirations. Just thinking about it, wow. If you're a person, I remember I spoke to a relative of mine. I told him, I want to learn the whole Torah, everything about it. I want to go through the whole Torah. That's a lot. But it's a dream. It's an aspiration. You have to have those aspirations. I want to have a big family. Aspire to that. Bezrat Hashem, you will. But aspire to greatness. Aspire to it. Now, why is that so important? Because when David HaMelech was told he wasn't going to build the Beit HaMikdash, he was told, Moshe Hashem told him, you have a lot of blood on your hands because he went to war for Hashem, he went to war of Hashem. He says, look, who is going to build it? Shlomo HaMelech. What did David do? He did as much as he can to help Shlomo have the printing plans to build the Beit HaMikdash. You're right, I'm not building it. Doesn't make a difference. I'll do as much as I can in my power, that even though I can't physically build it, I'm aspiring to build it. I'll do as much as I can. And I'll give the blueprints to Shlomo HaMelech. So therefore, I have a part. Why? Because that's what it means when a person feels just love of Hashem. Because when you love Hashem so much, you want to do as much as you possibly can in order to, even though you cannot physically, certain things you can't physically do. But you want to do as much as you can to be part of it. Example. There's no Beit HaMikdash right now. There's no Beit HaMikdash right now. Right now, there's no Beit HaMikdash. But what is there? There's aspirations. I wish the Beit HaMikdash comes now. I would, if you're a Kohen, I would be able to serve in the Beit HaMikdash. And if you're a Yisrael, if you're a Levi, I'll be able to sing to Hashem. Just to aspire and to think of those thoughts, where if there would be Beit HaMikdash, I'm the Levi, I would sing to Hashem. And if I was Yisrael stood to see the actual Korban. That's Avodah in itself, just to see the Korban being given. And there was Ezrat Nashim, and there was other things. And by the way, once every 7 years, there was something called Hakel, where all Bnei Yisrael came together. Hakel et ha'am, hanashim v'hanashim. Gather everybody. Tav, nashim v'hanashim. Ladies, men, and even children, little kids. And Tosafot, there's a Tosafot in Mesechet Hagigah. If you look over there, I have it right here, I'll read it to you. What does it say over here? Oh, this is not it. This is the other one is over there. It says over there, there's Tosafot, it says over there, Kedeh lite. Why do you bring, the Gemara asks, why is it a obligation to bring children, the little kids? Taflim, Abahin, Hakel etayim. It's Daf Gimel on the bottom of the page in Meseh Hagigah. It says, I understand the men coming to the ladies coming to hear, the men are coming to learn. But what is Taflim Abahin? What is the ladies? What is the kids? The little kids? What are they doing? What are they doing? They're hearing the king read Sefer Torah, Mishneh Torah, Devarim, in front of once every 7 years, right? At the end of the Shemitah cycle, right? It says that what? He would get up on a podium and he would read it in front of all the kahal. And when I says, what does the kids have to, what does the babies have to do with anything? It says the answer is, to give reward to the ones who brought them. And from here on that page, Daf Gimel Amud Aleph, on the bottom of the page, the support says, from here, you see, even kids, when you take them to shul, as long as they don't bother the men hearing Torah or praying, right? You give them their space. But you bring them to shul, you get schad, you get reward for bringing the kids. But the kids don't. No. You're doing an actual act where we have to aspire, even though there's no Beit HaMikdash, there's mitzvot that everybody was able to do at the time of the Beit HaMikdash. So therefore, we read Shabbat Nahamu, we read on Shabbat Nahamu, we read the whole story, we read the whole inyan of Moshe Rabbeinu, that even though he didn't get into Israel, he wants to see Eretz Yisrael. And we ask, why do you want to see Eretz Yisrael? Because when he's seeing it, Moshe Rabbeinu was not just seeing it. He's putting his eye and he's having those aspirations physically. Wow, if I was in there, I would do A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And now we're saying, Shabbat Nachamu, Hashem, we got up from Tisha B'Av, and we don't have the Beit HaMikdash yet. But guess what? We could do something. We could aspire like Moshe Rabbeinu aspired, where he couldn't go into Israel, but he still saw Israel, Eretz Yisrael. Why? Because he had such an aspiration just looking at it, just dreaming about it. Wow, if I were to be in there, I would do A, B, C, and D. All the mitzvot. That itself remained Moshe Azechut. And it's the same way by us. That even though we don't have the Beit HaMikdash now, Shabbat Nahamu, that's it. We're supposed to say, where's the Beit HaMikdash? Hashem said, it's not over. Think that, Hashem, I'm aspiring. The Beit HaMikdash, I'll bring my korbanot, I'll go up 3 times a year. Yira'eh kol zechurat pnei Hashem. And this is the lesson that we want to bring home. This is the lesson we want to bring home. That what? That a person has to know in life, he has to have that aspiration. He has to feel that feeling of, even though, you have to learn. Moshe, like this, like we said in the beginning of Shiur today. Look at this boy. I saw him on the basketball. What do you love so much about it? And he's telling me everything. Lacing up the sneakers, playing ball, dribbling, shooting when it goes in swish, all that. Person has to take that aspiration and do the same when it comes to Torah mitzvot. You have to love every single thing about the mitzvah you're doing. Everything. It's not just the end result. It's not just the end result. It's the beginning till the end. It's the beginning till the end. You're loving every single part of that mitzvah. When you're putting tefillin in the morning, you're loving not just beracha, you're loving every strap again and again and again and again and again and again. That's what you have to feel. That's what you have to feel. And even though some mitzvot we don't have with us today, we don't have the Beit HaMikdash, we have to learn from Moshe. Moshe Rabbeinu, he wanted to go into Eretz Yisrael to do mitzvot of Eretz Yisrael. He couldn't get in. Hashem said no for the reasons that we know, the reasons that we spoke about. But he still saw it. What gain does he get by seeing it? He looks and he's inspired. Wow. Same thing. Shabbat Nahamu. Beit HaMikdash is not around. But we have to feel that feeling of aspirations. If it were to be around, Hashem, I would come up to the Beit HaMikdash. I'll bring you my korbanot. I'll sing with you. I'll sing with the Levi'im. I'll give matnot kehuna. I'll bring like the wives and the children by Hakel. I'll do it. Wow. This is Shabbat Nahamu. Nahamu Ami. And when we do that, don't think it goes for nothing. It goes a long, long way. Have a great Shabbat.